There are so many people here today, from children to adults, people from all backgrounds. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty nervous, terrified even. I think this is the first time I've really had such a big audience to talk to. We've all been in this situation once. We all know that feeling of nervousness and anxiety right before we talk in front of large crowds. Now, I want to ask you, why do you think we feel so nervous, feel so conscious when we talk in front of crowds? It's because we're afraid. We're afraid of slipping up, of saying something wrong, of being judged. And you see, that's what growing up for me was like, the constant fear of being judged and the confusion it creates about defining myself and who I am. Out of this entire audience, each and every one of us is different. We come from different places, different backgrounds. You and me look different. And yet, skin color, on the other hand, is not looked at with the same fondness, especially a dark skin color. And that brings me to my topic today, colorism. I know most of you probably saw that coming, but for those of you who don't know what colorism is, it's a form of discrimination against an individual on the basis of their skin color. And I know when it's put so simplistically in mere words, it seems trivial, especially coming from a 13-year-old. But believe me when I say that colorism plays a core part in other much larger issues plaguing our society. And that's what we see today, isn't it? From as far as I can remember in my childhood, I've listened to comments, even from my close relatives, suggestions like, don't go out in the sun too much because you'll get tan. Don't wear certain colors of clothing because you look darker. 13 years. 13 years of listening to this negativity revolving around me and my skin color has slowly made me conscious. And then has slowly left me questioning my own identity. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where our colorist views developed, but a common theory is that it kindled along with the colonial rule over India, where we started associating fair skin with our European rulers. And this led to a sort of inferiority complex. Now, this leads us to believe that our fair skin obsession today is but an effect of a long-lasting oppression decades ago. We now associate skin color with socio-economic factors. And coming to economy, Fair and Lovely, sorry, let me correct myself. Glow and Lovely makes around 24 billion rupees worth of annual revenue. It's a large number. It's difficult to process. And yes, they changed their name with recent controversy regarding their product. But essentially, you're still marketing the exact same product, targeting the exact same audience, taking advantage of the exact same insecurities, but with a different name. No, it doesn't change anything. You're still stigmatizing color and skin color. And if not anything, you're only adding more fuel to the already raging fire. The bias towards fair skin just keeps on growing, and people tend to forget that being dark-skinned is not a crime, and being light-skinned isn't a prize either. I've grown up with loving parents who've supported me and who've helped me embrace my skin color instead of rejecting it. Coming from God's own country, Kerala, I've grown up listening to stories of Krishna defeating evil. And my grandmother used to tell me that he was the color of the night sky. And at that point, my 3-year-old mind only had one question. And that was, why then is he represented as being white or a light blue in pictures? And to that, she had no answer. That was the day I became self-aware of my color, the way people looked at me. And I realized that I was treated a certain way because of the color of my skin. It happened in school. It happened in school. Kids used to ridicule my skin color, calling me names like Kala and Blackie Chan, embarrassing me in front of everyone. Imagine waking up every day, going to school, a place of learning. But the only thing you come back with is the learning that you are worthless simply because of the color of your skin, a factor which you did not decide, a factor which you cannot change. It sounds alien to most, but to some, it's a cold reality which holds them with a vice-like grip every day when they wake up in the morning and look at themselves in the mirror, serving as a constant reminder that they will never be accepted. The obsession and prejudice that people carry over skin tone is mighty regressive and ridiculous in the 21st century in a so-called progressive world. But even then, I grew up questioning myself instead of the people around me. We've got a new generation of children feeling insecure and anxious, believing that they are inferior to others simply because of the color of their skin. Out of the 7 billion people on this planet, each and every one of us is unique. Each and every one of us is different. And it is these differences which separate us from the rest and make this world a beautiful and diverse place to live in. One can argue that our only similarity is that we are dissimilar. Enough is enough. We cannot let society define who we are or who we choose to be. How do we move on? How do we let go of our past? How do we let go of what was and what is? We have to accept the people around us for who they are. Let go of prejudices to progress as a nation, to evolve as a society, and to move forward as a community. And no, progress does not happen overnight. But just remember that even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Thank you.